Hey guys, this is Bubbleknight here. Welcome to part, I don't know. I just know it's MariAnne Chapter we're with. So, I think we're supposed to choose one of these options. I think either these options has a chance to raise the relationship levels, right? So, we got Hannah over here, we got Luke over here. Oh boy, this is tough. Well, I want to go with it sounds fair because I'm in favor of Hannah because Luke is a bastard. Let's just do that. Oh damn, my relationship went down, but Hannah went up. Well, I guess it's a trade-off. Miss Wright has a point though. I don't really want to butt in the spat of the husband and wife. But with the way they're looking at me settle this, I might as well just keep to the fact instead of giving opinions.
Mr. Wright, your plan isn't quite feasible from an architectural perspective. I'm not even sure how much we can do without closer inspection. Well, the one about the garage, at least. A walk-in closet is easy enough, but the garage?
See, a garage isn't architecturally feasible and it isn't going to be financially sound as well. We're already going to spend a lot on your other requests. You have several acres of land to park on already.
What? Did you calculate that on the fly? Financially sound my foot. You're probably just thinking up of imaginary numbers.
Might I remind you that I was a financial manager? I also looked over and approved the expenses of our other houses. I know the rough cost of these things by now, love. Masters in Business Administration, major in accounting. Sometimes I think you forget that I'm not as dumb as I act.
That catches my attention more than anything. It sounds more unbelievable than Whiskey played the piano. She really didn't see like that type.
Business Administration and Accounting? What university?
Luxborn U, of course. Go Lux Dragons, red and gold.
Excuse me, how about we move on this chit-chat ahead and do whatever else needs to be done sometime today? I had to cancel my appointments for this, you know. We might as well do a proper inspection with the designer this time, just to get it out of the way.
Yes, no time like the present. You want a thorough inspection? Might as well do it now. We actually took another look at the property yesterday, though it was brief. But I'm sure you would want to see it yourself, to spot anything we might have missed.
It's not like I have much choice, do I? Right to the Ermengarde Mansion was there. Rice is an awkward affair. Not only am I worried about the scuffling of expensive leather seats, but I'm also worried about getting in the middle of another couple's spat. With the tension thick in the air, I can feel them starting each other at any time. Nobody's saying anything. Up until Mr. Wright tells me he's valid to turn the damn radio off. For a moment I think he might start, but instead he stayed quiet, and so do the rest of us. In the end, the insufferable silence stays. I've never been so glad to see a house. Stepping out of the car and out to a mansion meant the end of an uncomfortable ride, and I can finally take a deep breath of fresh air. The beauty of this place never fails to gaze me in wonder every time I see it as well. Mrs. Wright moved towards the front door, keys in hand, and I can already hear Mr. Wright plotting.
Alright, yo, Hans, we're going to go in, but I want you to look around the place. Familiarize yourself with it. Know every nook and cranny, every inch of the lot. Go and see where we can put that vineyard and the other things we talked about. We'll want to know where to station security as well, so go around the perimeter and figure it out.
Scouts the property and circle the perimeter on foot. You do know this is 46 acres of land,
Holy
sir.
crap, 46 of land?
Well, you are not driving a car over the grass. Put those long, spidery legs of yours to good use. I didn't hire you to stand around and look intimidating. Go, mush.
Someday, I like to ask how Johannes can even stand tolerate a man. Why doesn't he just quit? Certainly the pay can be that good. If I'm a bit put up by my mutual employer, and the only thing that keeps me from bailing is the fact that we have already signed a contract. At least, I'll be only working with them during the duration of the project. He works with them every day.
Sometimes I think you hired me to make me suffer for your amusement.
Someday I ask, I feel a bit sorry for him. If it's any consolation, he'll be away from Mr. Right, if only for a little while. We're able to enter the mansion after a bit of standing out in the sun. This wrenching strange sunlight is far too alien and rare. There had been a bit of problem with the missus not knowing which key was which. The first item on the agenda will be the grand staircase. It seems like sturdy during the open house, but at closer inspection might say otherwise. There are no obvious mark of damage nor wear and tear, probably rethreaded during the renovations. Peeking under the grand carpet, the wood is probably installed with bark placed down to prevent cupping. The carpet itself can use a vacuum though. Structural conditions, from all I can see, is actually dismantling the thing, looking to be in good shape, and the handrails and the support posts are firm. The work on it should be commended. I can't look much more into the rest of the foyer. However, because Mr. Rice starts to hurry us into the check in the dining hall.
So, what do you think? Certainly we can't turn this area into a garage.
It's Jacobean architecture. I'd say these would be pilasters and not buttresses, but you never really know. They really liked mixing up these elements. You could say it was pretty avant-garde at the time. We might hit a support beam if we're not careful.
And in layman's terms?
From what I see here, we could risk great damage to the house if we try to turn the dining hall into a garage.
The man didn't look too pleased at this. There's a look of disappointment before he sighs and looks around the place with an air of defeat. When he moved to speak, I drew another reasonable demand again.
This will stay a dining hall then. But if I may have another request instead, at least spruce the place up with some flowers, some plants or something. It feels so old and dead in here.
That's hardly unreasonable. Daffodils are a must, I presume.
The looks are passing between the two of them. There's a genuine look of fondness there. The first time such an exchange between the two of them. If anyone are to see them like this, there's little doubt they love each other.
Of course, and I want a garden full of them. Now, if you excuse me, I'd like to look at the rest of the house.
And we almost destroyed them, their relationship. Oh, if I actually went to a sleeping with Luke route, I think that might get Luke killed.
I'll just be around here downstairs if anybody needs me.
At least Mrs. Wright and I.
He's quite fond of them, you know.
I can imagine. He looked terribly upset when we told him he can't have his garage.
I meant the daffodils. We always have a vase full of them in every house we own. Somewhere, I'd like to think. They may be about his mother. He never talks about her. I don't even know her name. He likes to flatter, claim that they remind him of me, but he's always loved the flowers, even before we married.
Much like the piano, I didn't take him for a person who liked flowers. Daffodils, at least of all. What's next? Am I going to find out Mr. Rice saved the kitten from burning buildings?
I'll go and snoop about upstairs. You go and do whatever it is that you have to do.
When she goes without saying, asking if I needed her here, I'm left standing to stare at the walls. Really, I don't need to go thorough inspection of the building itself. It isn't really part of an interior designer's job, but the architect in me is committed to doing this work, to do this task with every project. If I'm going to make a living space that have both form and function, I might also make it sure the entire of it is safe for my clients. Since I'm already here, I roam around the dining hall and check my things off. Punch list, if you will. But when it's time to move on, I hesitate. Mr. Rice said he'll be somewhere around the ground floor, and I really didn't want to be alone with whiskey. But I have to look through the place eventually, sure. But on the other hand, I can do it later when he's gone. I can go upstairs first if I wanted to. Oh boy, so goat meat with Hannah or goat meat with Luke? Oh man. We're gonna go with Hannah. I hope that doesn't get him killed. Alright. Come on, Luke, we can do it. Alright, so nothing changed. Oh, okay, that's cool. I've already seen enough of this floor during the open house. course, I know it's a convenient excuse. I didn't want to be in the same room as Whiskey anytime soon, so I might want to go upstairs first. The banister on the grand stair landing on solid and a proper height. Any lower and they'll be in trouble. There's a small catch on the carpet though, but as long as nobody tried to run down the stair until it gets fixed, things should be alright. In the stained glass, art. Restored, no doubt the image of last lady and landlord Ermengarde was it supposed to be until Lady Charlotte's fiancé was brutally murdered. Wow. By a witch of all things from what I read. You'd think the historian of this place with a lot more scrutinizing, filtering out stuff like that. I'm amazed they bother with it instead of replacing with some generic cookie cutter design. This entire place alone would have cost roughly 500 or even £1 million. Lady Charlotte Ermengarde and her beloved. Looking at the mosaic, it's not too far a stretch for the imagination to believe that the peculated images can be Mr. and Mrs. Wright. It can be easily assumed as such, if one doesn't know the history of the mansion. Really, a place like this should be protected by the government as a landmark. But what can I do about it? Walking in the east wing, I try to go to the theater, but it's met with an obstacle. The obstacles are locked doors. 2 doors, both of them are locked. I'll be frustrated would be if I had to snuck off while the Wrights were having their little business meeting with Mrs. Cooper before taking a peek. With what Mr. Wright wanted, we had to install a powerful projector, the type they used in the cinemas in a projection screen. The seal had to be re-upholstered if there are to be any comfortable, and the walls had to be covered in dark material paint, wallpaper of installed wall-to-wall carpeting. Really, of all the rooms I could be jealous of, it's this one. I could just picture myself there, watching old kung fu flicks on a weekend-long marathon. Makes me wonder what kind of movies Mrs. Wright will like. Rom-coms, perhaps? Her husband, on the other hand, I'd rather not think about it. In the middle of my notation planning, I don't even realize I'm not alone until I'm caught standing in front of the locked door like a fool.
Were you meaning to go in there? I'm afraid we won't be able to open it up today.
Oh well, I wanted to, but it's fine. I can still survey the rest of the place.
Wow.
Apologies, but the key was missing when they were handed over. They told us that they'd get right back to us with it.
What? But aren't they supposed to hand over all the keys once property changes hands? That can be grounds to file a complaint.
They were already kind enough to let us move in so early. There's no need to raise a fuss about it. Worst comes to worst, we can call for a locksmith.
The air is heavy and somber when she grows quiet and glances out the window, out towards the vast expanse that surrounds what would be their house, their home, and she looks back at me with a sign of bit of smile.
Flowers. Yellow flowers. Daffodils, dandelions, and sunflowers and the sort all up front. Just a whole garden of them. They'll make the house look lovely, won't they?
Of course. A garden is a wonderful addition to any home.
As I say this, her eyes roam over me, scrutinizing and thoughtful. I have to hold back the shiver and threads run down my spine of being inspected so closely.
Yes, it must be nice.
We're still talking about the gardens, yes?
I mean not having to worry about what another person thinks of you.
What do you mean by that?
She lifts her hand and points to the wedding ring before it falls listlessly to her side.
Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I didn't marry Luke. There'll be no fights about walk-in closets or silly helipads. I could do with this place as my heart desires until there's nothing but content. Then again, I wouldn't have bought this place if it wasn't a gift for him. I probably wouldn't even be in Luxbourne if it wasn't for him. Maybe I would have moved to London, Manchester, or Birmingham. I might have even left the country altogether. France, Germany, Spain, Canada, Sweden, even America. The possibilities would have been endless.
What about China? Or Korea or Japan? I don't know what to say about that. What is there to say?
I'm sorry, I must sound so petty and ungrateful. I do love him. So very much, even if he can be a bit difficult at times.
Oh, he could. He almost cheated on you.
Oh no, not at all. I'm just confused why you're telling me this, of all people.
Just a whim, I think. Just flights of fancy, that's all. Don't you ever think about one decision you've made in your life and wonder how much would change if you chose to do things differently?
Yes, all the time. But I really think we should give Luke some attention and raise the relationship meter. I might go back after this run-through though, playthrough.
Try not to dwell on the past, ma'am.
The key word is try. Of course, thinking of the past brings up too many ghosts, memories of her. And I do wonder what would change if I just say yes when she asks me. Maybe she's still with me. I return to the present, and just like I said, I try not to dwell on the past. Well, I'm gonna watch the relationship level rise. He's over here.
You must have been quite the pair,
Aha!
Mrs. Wright.
So we're probably good with Hannah. It's Luke that we need to work on about. So
Hannah Evans and Luke Wright taking Luxborn by storm. At least, that's what I've heard.
that gets a giggle out of her, and I can do it blame if I like the way she crinkled, or how she sounded like when she laughed.
Quite the celebrity couple, according to all the newspapers. But it wasn't always that way. Father certainly didn't approve of him at first. Why, he told me to stay away from him. Told me that I was too good for him. That's the usual overprotective dad speak, though. But of course you know that.
I don't. I was too busy keeping my grades at the boarding school to maintain my scholarship. Never mind the fact I went to an all-girls boarding school, so father never had any reason to fuss over boys trying to date his little girl.
And what did you tell him? Considering you are Mrs. Wright now, you or the mister must have convinced him otherwise.
Yes, well, I told him I was my own woman and I could decide who was deserving of me or not on my own. Thank you very much. That never stopped him from making sure Luke couldn't get anywhere near me without an escort and a guard anyway. Though he certainly wasn't that overprotective when I was dating Jack.
Jack?
Maybe your father considered this Jack a more capable man?
I doubt it. Jacqueline was nowhere close to being any sort of a role model when we were in college. She was rebellious, reckless, and immature. Everything I wasn't.
What the hell's Jacqueline?
But she was quite the charming, stunning woman, and I think that made her quite likable.
That takes me by surprise a lot more than the fact that Mr. Wright's father-in-law didn't like him. That much was to be expected. But this, I have nothing against because they're a thing, though the nuns and the priests would say otherwise. Although, wasn't she worried about the implications and rumor that would have arisen from her dating other of the same sex? Okay, so I'm not crazy. Especially with someone her social status.
You look surprised, MariAnne. The first thing anybody needs to know about me is that I go after what I want.
Oh wow, so she could be a lesbian.
And when it comes to who I love, it doesn't matter to me whether they're a man or a woman.
Wow, that's deep. It's nice enough sentiment. Still, the thought of this lovely lady before me had once been with another woman. I can feel my cheeks heating up a bit, and I panic, thinking they might be red enough for Mrs. Wright to notice. I can't tell, though a coy smile graced her lips.
Legs, we called her, because of how often she was running about because of one thing or another. Climbing up walls and, what do they call it now? Parkour. And also because of her, well, legs.
And you went after her?
Not right away. When I first met her, I wanted nothing to do with her. She was so improper and uncouth. But I slowly realized that didn't mean she was a bad person. On the contrary, she did many a good thing and was always so nice to others. I found myself confused. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to be her or wanted to be with her. So I approached her, told her that I might have fancied her.
And your father didn't mind?
He must have thought it was my form of rebellion. But he never watched out for Jack as much as he watched out for Luke. If I didn't love my father so much, if he hadn't raised me right, I think I might have told him to bugger off. He's never been more attentive of me than when I started bringing home dates.
I'm sure he loved you very much.
She laughs once more, a glow about her. I know, she said with a small smile.
I suppose I've taken too much of your time with my silly stories. You still have much to inspect?
I still have most of this floor, and I'll want a quick run-through of the ground floor again later.
I shan't keep you from your work any longer then. Just call me if you need anything. I'd like to look around myself.
When she turned to leave, she glanced back at me before disappearing in the foyer. I look out the window and see from where she's standing, and I move on, alone with nothing but my thoughts and her.
Finally, some peace and quiet.
Thought the old biddy would never leave.
It's utter madness, these hearing things. I reckon it's the stress, though I don't know what exactly I'm stressed about. If me and Mrs. Wright has really thrown me for a loop, I'll be worried. If I'm developing some sort of psychosis or disorder, well, I'll call a doctor. But hopefully it isn't that. Not right here and not right now. I mean, it could be just personal talking cricket, the conscience, so to speak. And I'm only noticing now. Though, if it isn't very helpful. Pushing the dilemma of voices in my head aside, I go back to work. I can barely make a few steps before everything tilts and shifts. I don't really stumble, but it feels like I'm being thrown off my feet, and the rest of the world just follows. Though my feet just stay firmly on the ground, even though I stay mostly upright, I feel like I've been heaved and put off balance. I have to close my eyes and hope it will in a sudden sense of vertigo away, but then when I open them... Holy shit! Well, I don't feel any less sick because of the sight that greets me. Blood dripping from the walls and ceiling, pulled downwards and seeped to the curtains and the carpet. A wave of nausea, stronger than last, hits me along with the overwhelming stench of blood and gore. I want to bolt. The rational part of me I hear is telling me to flee. And I would have gladly done as I asked if I only didn't hear her.
Here, MariAnne. Come on. I have something to show you.
Oh shit. I could have ignored it, but have ignored it if I only hear it in my head. But I swear that this time it's coming from one of the rooms, much further into the study, and I feel compelled to pay attention. I can't just turn around and leave. Yes, you can! Whatever the house is calling you, don't go in. Not when it's her. Who the heck is her? Is she a lesbian too? I didn't even think as I followed the sound of her voice. Oh boy. Lorian. Oh, another lovely Amanda Lorian. Fiona. She was my friend, the only one I had in the same sentence. I was a scholar, the charity case in the school privilege and prestige young girls. They all looked down at me, if they care to look at me or acknowledge me, my presence at all except her.
Oh, stop your crying. You know better than to listen to Maeve. Why I gotta teach that butterface a lesson?
Wait, no, lass! I don't want you getting into trouble with the sisters again!
Relax. It's not like I'm going to stomp her and her lackey's arses flat like last time.
Come on, let's just go back to our dorm room. I don't want to be on my Tobler while you go get yourself punished.
You'll be fine. Gib's there with you.
Dorian was there when I needed her, though my highs and lows. Having her as a friend being a strange school, away from my father, all the more tolerable. She saw this poor helpless girl who kept down and shunned by everyone else. And being the kind soul that she was, she rescued me. So brave, so beautiful. She was something else.
I'll eat all the chocolates stashed away in your closet if you go.
Oh, Mariel's kinda cute.
I can get Mar. Just don't go complaining to me if you get a tummy ache because of that.
Well, you don't want to get detention on a weekend, do you? It's a Friday. We can go to town and have some karaoke. And we can have a go at druids and demons again. You're not going to miss that just because of Maeve, are you?
Sometimes I question what I did to deserve a friend like her. In the darkest corner of my mind, where the traitorous thought lurked, I thought she only feels sorry for me. Maybe she was just being a good Samaritan, offering a helping hand. And perhaps I've been too selfish to return the favor.
You have a point. I'll just kick her arse on Monday then.
That's not what I mean!
I know what you mean, Em.
Wait, where are you going? You just told me you wouldn't cause trouble.
I still have something to do. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to burn down her dorm room or something criminal like that. I'm just going to talk to her. Maybe I'll make it so that her room smells like a dog's air biscuit. That'll make it an excellent weekend. I'll see you in a bit, MariAnne. Lots of tobblers.
Don't mess with girls, alright? Just don't. Because when she told me that she loved me, I couldn't admit that I felt the same way. Not to her, and not even to myself. It was wrong. I was taught that way. Husband and wife, one man and woman. Okay, so she's a lesbo. Alright, we get it. Oh, we get it. Okay. Unclean and pure. I pray for her and I are sent for salvation. I want to apologize for disregarding her feelings so callously. It must have been a slap to her in the face, but life had gone in the way. Exams, which trivial in the hindsight now, take top priority, and I had to keep my grades up to keep my scholarship for my father. I told myself I would apologize to her when those are over, that I needed to focus first and not let anything distract me. It hadn't been easy when she avoided me like the plague. She was upset, I get that. Oh boy, what are we doing? I thought I had the time to make things right, but...
7 in the morning, students found a 5th year dead.
Oh shit.
Assumed to have fallen from her dormitory window.
Oh no. They told us that was an accident, that was the official statement. But I knew better. She was dead because of me.
May have had a hook and I kicked the bucket, didn't she? Ding dong, the witch is dead!
Oh no. She had it though she didn't say which MariAnne.
But at least Maeve had the courage to admit how she felt about me.
I don't even know how long I've been stuck here in the trance. In the mirror, MariAnne smiles at me. She's beautiful as I remember her. But then... I can't say that, you know, I actually see that coming. I just didn't know when. I feel bile race on my throat as she clear image wraps into how she looked when she found her dead, laying on the cold hard ground. Good saying, Divina, the great wonder working every flesh of my mind and body, help me. I see things, hear things. I'm going to completely insane, looking everywhere but her. I hope and pray that I was enough to wail whenever this is going to end. It doesn't even immediately register in my head that I can just leave.
You, on the other hand, can't even look me in the eye.
This isn't real. You're not.
Smash the mirror, what are you doing?
You're dead!
Exactly!
I'm dead. Because of you. And you won't even look at me. Look at me.
I breathe, my brain quickens, and I can feel my heart being torn apart by her
I'm
words.
so sorry, Lorraine.
Lorraine!
Look at me!
I am looking at you! I can't take it because she's right. It was my fault. No, it's not. The least I can do is look at what I have done. Lorraine, broken and bleeding, looks at me with such a hateful, filled eyes. In a natural smile stretched across her face, I can only see the malice in it. Oh shit! Okay, girlie. You're not making sense here. Go back to whence you came from. You're not the beautiful girl in the world, alright? Go back to ask your magic mirror and shit. Then she lunges at the mirror, ripped me. What? She actually ripped me around her form, the glass parting like the water servers for her. She bursts my shoulder, I can feel her nails dig deep, sharp through my fabric of my clothes.
There you are.
Yes. Oh shit! No! Holy crap! No!
You're coming with me.
Ah, God. Alright. We're gonna use both hands this time. There you are!
Why won't you love me?
Jesus, man. Don't use one hand. One hand is too... I kept going like this, but it was not enough for me to do it. Apology is spilled through my lips as a tear cloud my vision. But I won't give it to this madness. With the single bit of string I have left, I struggle to keep away from her. Fear grips the threatening me to choke me. I do not escape, and without turning back, I stumble back out. In a panic, I don't even care where I'm going. With one hand on the wall to steady me, I hobble as fast as I can away from the study, away from that mirror. Freedom is bittersweet. I'm freed of madness, it seems, as running out the hallway reveals to be in pristine condition. But it means I turn my back on Lorraine again. I have no plans of stopping, not until I'm safe. If that means walking back to Luxborn, as ridiculous as the idea is, then so be it. Someone suddenly grabbed hold of me, however. Oh shit. Fingers dipping deeper in my shoulder and my heart nearly stops. My body seizes and I nearly scream.
MariAnne!
Oh.
You look awful. I mean, not awful, but... Did something happen? Are you alright?
Mrs. Wright, I...
Alright, so I think she might be falling in love with Mrs. Wright. I better go with Luke. We'll see how it goes, I guess. I think in the following, I might try to agree with Luke. Without thinking, I saw comfort, seeing that it wasn't her. It was sudden compulsion to do, and I've been in a better condition. I would have dared doing such a thing, but I didn't know what else to do. Though I know I shouldn't. Her warmth, her sin, they grounded me. All right, buddy. She is intoxicated.
MariAnne, what's going on? Oh, you're shaking like a leaf.
Tremors run through my body as soon as my mind released. I'm no longer in danger. I wanted to cry, scream about what I had seen, but like a scared child, I couldn't control myself. My mind couldn't reconcile with what I had seen. I should just write it off as a figment of my imagination. Yeah, I can still feel her nail cutting into my skin.
Are you sick? Should I call for a doctor?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Wright. Just feeling a little woozy and lightheaded is all.
Let's get you somewhere to sit down then. Come on, don't worry, I have you.
A lie, but a whole lot less complicated telling the story I was being attacked by a dead girl. When the feeling of fear eases off, I feel nothing but shame for my actions. I quickly back away as I clear my throat and knots my things.
I think I've had enough looking around. If it's all right with you and Mr. Wright, I'll meet you outside.
If you're sure, I'll have the car started. Do you need assistance heading downstairs?
Maybe.
I'm all right, ma'am. Just go on ahead and I'll be right there.
It seems to like I can't pronounce half these words, right? Placate her worries through only for a brief second. Before she hits down, I don't even miss the concerned glance that shoots in my way, hitting quicker onto with another smile. I won't be grudging her for it. That worry. That look on my face must be a strange thought enough sight on its own, if I am still reeling from whatever that was. Her voice still whispers in my ears. After all these years, she's still... No, MariAnne. Shaking from my hidden thought, I drag a breath and then follow shortly after Mrs. Wright. Whatever has happened in the past is long gone. Only memories now. And those things I can no longer bring back. It's already dark, so we make our way out of the mansion. When no lights were illuminated by the headlamps of Mr. Wright's car and their stars up above us. The sight of them helped me compose myself much more than several minutes of being alone did. The car's engine is running, yet the two of us stand out on the lawn. Mrs. Wright is busy, eyeing eyes up to the scars. Mr. Wright, almost across, has his eyes down the ground. It's a crunch of the grass under my heels that brings their attention to me.
About time. What took you so long? A minute longer and I'd think the house swallowed you all up.
Oh, hush, dear. I'm sure she has her reasons. MariAnne doesn't seem the sort to idle.
Sorry, I was just checking on something important.
See, business is business and they take time, love. You should know that better than anyone. So, MariAnne, what do you think? Are you the woman for the job? I know we already signed papers hiring you, but I want to be 100% sure that you are committed.
I glanced back towards the mansion, knowing what I had seen there, or rather who I thought I saw there, because there is just no way. Not to mention how I acted toward Mrs. Wright, for goodness sake. I should feel the slightest bit hesitant. I was lucky. I've seen enough films to know what happens when a promiscuous woman enters a haunted house. This is my chance to turn it down, make excuses, and say I'm not up to a task, that I need to take care of my old sick father. Just pay the fine, whichever is outrageous like a contract like this is, and let it go. I should turn it down, but for some obscene reasons I can't. In the same manner, I haven't let go of her, of the regret that has shadowed me since that day. Much I hate to admit it, even to myself, seeing her again, the mischief glint in her eyes, the loose tendril of her hair curl up around her forehead, is something I terribly missed. What? Damn it, I clicked too fast. My father would tell me, sometimes you just simply have to go through with it. Consequences be damned. And well, I really don't have any logical reason to say no. At least not something like a client like the Wrights would want to hear from a professional designer.
It's certainly an interesting project. You can be sure I'm seeing it through the end.
Such dedication! Oh, I do love the determination.
You were always determined like that, weren't you?
Hearing her voice once again sent a chill down my back. Can't wait for this day to be over. From the mansion through the asylum, I rode with silence, but as soon as I hit the city proper, I asked to be dropped out and bid him goodnight. I thought it would be best if I stayed too long, confined space with neither Mrs. or Mr. Wright. Both of them would cause me serious trouble if the project had been less interesting or grand. I would have dropped it without a second thought. Would have, shouldn't have, won't. I assured them that my place isn't far off, and I have to fight back the urge to roll my eyes and groan when the whiskey threw me back a little smirk. But even in my home, peace is elusive. As I sleep, I lie awake thinking of what I saw in the mansion, of who I saw. If I so much hear a single whisper from her, if I so much as see a whisper of her hair, I'm afraid I'll go mad. But none of that happens. It makes me feel hollow. For 2 nights, I've had trouble sleeping. For it's only one morning when fatigue has already let me rest that I'm reminded of what terrified my soul. Alright. In my restless dream, I see that mirror, the one in the study, and then I see her. See them. Lorraine and Hannah. Oh shit. Alright, buddy. I think I'm going too far with the choice. I think I might have gone with Luke, cause oh man, damn. But mine was I don't know if I want to go down this path. It's interesting, but let me see the Alright, so I might push the relationship level with Hannah down a little bit just to sure I don't get in trouble with her. The route, yeah, that's the death scene, and maybe I should check the ground floor. That's when I meet with the what was his face, Luke, and story update, common route. Okay, cool. So there's a bunch of locked and are these playthroughs? See if it's our okay. Okay, these just routes. Oh no, there's how can I can't see these ones, the locked ones. Have I already been through these? Alright, so I could die or I can do an ending one. Either one we're going to Rebecca. Okay, so I think we're okay as long as we don't hit the top choices. I don't know what. Alright, but this might impact how my relationship with them both. So, oh well. Thank you guys for watching, and I really think I should give Luke for some points. But as it stands, let's just do this. Let me go ahead and save, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys very much for watching, and bye guys. Thank you.